You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
We are learning more about the man just arrested for a 1999 murder in Sarasota County. DNA technology helped lead detectives to their suspect.
And looking for a job? Well, you are in luck. Today could be your day. We're going to go live with a preview of a huge job fair in Manatee County.
And today marks 1 year since Hurricane Maria struck Puerto Rico. We'll tell you who's going to visit on this grim anniversary. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on September the 20th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for joining us in the 6 o'clock hour of Good Morning Suncoast. Another hot one, little extra humidity today. John Scalzi?
Yeah, hot and steamy again today. Oh, surprise. But we will see, I think, a few more showers around a little bit later on this afternoon. Rain chance slightly higher than it was 24 hours ago. Quiet for your morning commute, though. That's the good news. We're not seeing a whole lot of activity here on Titan Radar. A little bit of cloud cover from time to time, but it's thin stuff, and it certainly won't block out the sun as dawn breaks, and it certainly won't prevent those temperatures from climbing quickly into the 80s as we go through the morning and eventually top it out in the lower 90s. 30% chance of showers by 3 p.m., maybe 40% by the time we get to 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. Complete forecast in a second.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Our live camera right now is in Palmetto at the Bradenton Area Convention Center, where today they'll host a hiring expo this afternoon. Manatee County government will have dozens, if not hundreds, of jobs available. You can apply right there on site, as the sign says, like a little roving teleprompter out there for me in the field. So we'll have that story in about half an hour right here on Good Morning Suncoast. As we go to the First Alert traffic maps now, here's the scene. First off in Manatee County, not much to report so far up there. Checking farther south, here's the northern half of Sarasota County. A little bit of red there on Fruitville Road westbound as you get to Beneva toward Tuttle. And then our final map to the south, that will show nothing really right now in the red at 6:01. New developments this morning on a nearly 20-year-old cold case in Sarasota County. The Sheriff's Office says DNA technology led them to their man. The case involved 47-year-old Deborah Dalzell, who was found dead in her home off Honore near Clark back in 1999. Now the Sheriff's Office arrested this man, 39-year-old Luke Fleming. They say the suspect jumped a 6-foot wall that night, cut a hole in her screen, and went in her house where he strangled her. Here's the victim's sister, who's relieved to have some closure.
We never gave up hope. Our hearts are filled with gratitude. We are forever grateful.
At the time of Dalzell's death, Fleming lived within walking distance of her home. So who is this suspect, Luke Fleming? We have more information now on his background. Before he moved to St. Petersburg last year, the 39-year-old lived in Palmetto. Deputies say he's from Brooklyn, moved to Sarasota in 1991. He graduated from Riverview High School in 1997. Now, yesterday, we knocked on the house in which he used to live near the crime scene. His brother lives there, but he did not want to comment to our reporter.
Well, today marks 1 year since Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico. Reporter Camila Bernal explains what it's like there 12 months after that storm.
For Luis Rodriguez, there's a before and an after Hurricane Maria.
It's like a bomb.
His home was flooded, his community destroyed.
If you live 10 months without electricity, you kind of see life in a different perspective.
FEMA numbers show that despite water and power restoration, more than 166,000 homes still need repairs or reconstruction.
We need to finish that emergency work and then develop what is going to be the permanent recovery for Puerto Rico, which is going to last 5 to 10 years, if not more.
But for the residents of Mariana, waiting was not an option. Through a neighborhood association and through crowdfunding, Rodriguez and other volunteers began preparing a community center to help those in need. They installed solar panels to be self-reliant, beds, a library, and a laundry room.
And people have to go to the river just to, to clean their clothes. And it was very difficult in the hands of the old women.
Aquí está tubería, por ejemplo.
They hope to complete repairs in part of the center by December and have it fully running in about a year.
But together, we actually can start rebuilding and finding resources.
Rodriguez says all Puerto Ricans have two options, to leave the island or to stay and fight for a better future.
For me, it's staying. It's staying and building something for my kids.
In Puerto Rico, I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
New details this morning on the release of one of Elizabeth Smart's kidnappers. Wanda Barzy was released yesterday and now has a temporary home at a motel in Utah where she has to register as a sex offender. But guess who isn't happy with this arrangement? You guessed it, the residents of that motel.
Dangerous. I think it's dangerous, especially here where there's children around.
Now, this residence, of course, is only temporary until they figure out her long-term residence. Now, as part of the conditions of her release, Barzy has a curfew of 9 o'clock at night. She's under federal supervision, and she cannot have any contact with Elizabeth Smart for 5 years.
An update now on a bomb threat at the Walmart off University Parkway last night. An employee at the store got a phone call from an unknown man saying there was a bomb in the building. The caller warned them, and police should evacuate the store on Lockwood Ridge at University. Walmart staff called the sheriff's office and cleared out the building. The sheriff's office says that after a 3-hour search of the store, no bomb was found, and the store was later reopened.
Manatee County Canine Officer Boss is safe and back home today after being lost for a few hours yesterday afternoon. Now, he was in the middle of his morning routine when he was distracted by something and took off. After being missing for a few hours, he was spotted along County Road 675. He was taken to the vet, appears to be in good health, and should be back on duty in no time.
Well, plans are moving ahead now to expand Bradenton's Riverwalk. A first draft of the master plan that would extend the popular walk is now complete. The Riverwalk expansion would begin at 9th Street East and Riverside Drive and run to 14th Street East. The Realize Bradenton organization has been taking public input now for months. It'll include something for everybody, they say, and like the rest of Riverwalk, it'll be family friendly.
And shows the expansion of Riverwalk with a focus on passive recreation, things like walking, places to sit, gather, small gatherings. It'll be a little different in flavor from the original stretch of Riverwalk, but the same level of very high quality. We're very excited about things like public art, the history.
I think it's good. Any improvements to the area, especially along the waterfront, are welcomed and excited about it.
This will still go in front of the Bradenton City Council for approval before it can move ahead.
Well, get your wallets out. Delta is joining United and JetBlue in raising the price for checked bags. Now, the first checked bag on Delta will now cost $30, the second $40. Delta says the changes are all part of routine fee adjustments. And Southwest Airlines is the last remaining U.S. airline that does not charge any fee for up to 2 checked bags.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A look at all that ongoing flooding in the Carolinas and the massive impact it is now having on the farming industry. Wait till you hear these numbers. But first,
it is 6:07 right now on this Thursday morning. Pretty shot there outside our studios, looking south at downtown Sarasota. As far as the bus stop forecast, here's our favorite teacher, John Scalzi.
So it looks pretty good for us today, no doubt about that. We'll have a good pickup weather for you. We're looking at 78 degrees with mostly clear skies out there. On the way home, however, there is a slight chance at a shower, particularly in inland areas. Most of those showers are going to hold off until later in the evening, though. We'll give it a 10 out of 10 chance of an outside recess today. With partly sunny and warm conditions this afternoon, feels like temperatures up close to 100. Complete forecast coming up in just a second.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
you want a Maserati, but you need an SUV, why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
75-degree air temperature, dew point value at 74. These numbers are slightly lower than they were yesterday by a couple of degrees. Now, that's not a lot, but every little bit helps when you're talking about dew point values, which were yesterday in the upper 70s. So I'll take a 74 over a 78 any day of the week when it comes to a dew point. We still have a heat index, though, of 75, which is exactly the same as the air temperature, so that's good. Yesterday's heat index was already close to the 80 mark at this hour. A fair amount of starshine out there, and I think as we head into the morning hours, we're going to enjoy a lot of clear skies and pleasant weather. The forecast continues to call for daytime highs that will top out around the 90-degree mark, so we'll continue to watch for that. Forecast for today calls for about a 91, 92 for a daytime high, but that doesn't factor in the humidity, which will make it feel like more like 100 or even better, 103 perhaps. 30% chance of showers by 3 p.m., building inland and gradually drifting to the coast, about a 40% chance of that. Titan radar not showing a whole lot of action around. What you see up in the corner there, up around Holmes Beach and Annemarie, and a lot of false echo being generated by the radar just because of the temperature structure of the atmosphere. So this is not real. What we are seeing is just quiet conditions across the Suncoast. And that'll be the case through the morning hours and into the early afternoon. At that point, in the early afternoon, high pressure providing us with that easterly wind will provide the collision zone between our west coast sea breeze, which will start to push inland, and the east coast breeze, which will continue to push toward the west. The two will meet in the center, showers will build, and then they'll drift out into the Gulf waters. Similar situation to what we had yesterday, only I think perhaps the kicker mechanism to produce those showers will be a little more intense today, and so we'll have a greater number of showers, I believe, this afternoon. Light easterly wind turns to the west, and that'll be true today. It'll be true tomorrow as well. We have a few afternoon storms today, probably less rain chance tomorrow. Some drier air will try to sneak in a little bit, and that'll reduce rain chances. But then over the weekend, rain chances will go back up as moisture returns from the south. So Futurecast shows these showers building along our sea breeze front in inland areas, and then as we head into the evening time, I think we'll see the number of showers begin to explode as the two sea breezes kind of combine together. And then that general easterly wind pushes those showers out into Gulf waters where they dissipate, leaving us with a fairly quiet overnight. A pattern that will repeat itself for the next several days. The only difference being by the time we hit the weekend, We'll also have a little upper level support that'll help to induce a few extra showers. And so our rain chance will just about double as far as Sunday goes particularly. A northwest wind comes in at about 10 knots today, turns a little bit more easterly during the overnight at 5 knots, 2 foot, seasonal light chop, nice day on the water. We'll look for 92 as the daytime high today. Tomorrow about 91, slightly less rain chance tomorrow. And then as we head into the first weekend of fall, we'll look for rain chances to spike up to about 60% or so on Sunday, maybe even higher than that, with numerous showers and thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. And then over the course of the next work week, I think we'll keep our chances for rainfall a little bit elevated, coming up in about 50% to 40%, which is pretty typical for this time of year. Back to you.
So much, John. Let's take a look and jump on your first alert traffic out there this morning. Not too bad. Little delays already starting on the bridges from Palmetto into Bradenton, but that's about it for Manatee County. If you're headed a little bit farther south into Sarasota, 41 is starting to slow down a little bit more than usual this morning. 41 north and south, and then southbound on 301, just running a little bit slower this morning. And then a little bit farther south, 75 and 41. If you're headed toward the Port Charlotte area, both of those roads are looking pretty decent so far at 616. Well, now to that slow recovery from Hurricane Florence, where thousands still cannot return home.
ABC's Candace Gipton has an update for us.
This morning, a major concern in the storm zone. Widespread devastation to farms and industrial sites in parts of North Carolina, with conditions so bad, inspectors still unable to visit the hardest hit areas to test the water amid reports of toxic waste and sewage spills.
Some of the flooding is actually epic, hard to believe.
President Trump handing out hot meals and hugs. Getting a first-hand look at the devastation, thanking first responders and volunteer rescuers who saved more than 4,000 people from floodwaters across the state. The water still rising in many areas this morning. The Coast Guard rescuing these residents of a South Carolina apartment complex. More than 800 roads remain closed, with nearly 200,000 homes and businesses without power. The impact on farmers stunning, with new estimates of at least 3 million chickens and more than 5,500 pigs dead.
In moments of despair, we witness the true character of the American people.
Damages could top $22 billion, and that includes up to 40,000 cars destroyed or damaged in the storm. Already, just like Hurricane Harvey last year, experts are warning used car buyers across the country to be aware of scams of those trying to resell flooded cars. The surging demand for replacement cars in the Carolinas is now expected to fuel a spike in prices in much of the country. Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
We're going to have the latest from Washington, D.C., where a massive manhunt is underway this morning for a jogger after a woman was killed while out for a run. Plus, Taylor?
I'm at the Bradenton Area Convention Center, where a hiring expo is in the works. It starts at 2 p.m. and employers from numerous different agencies within Manatee County will be on site looking for qualified candidates just like you. I'll have details coming up.
All right, talk to you soon, Taylor. Thank you. 618 right now, pretty shot there of the Ringling Causeway, where there are currently 3 cars heading across the bridge.
It's a lot of math at this hour of the morning, Ray.
Okay, now there's 5. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords. All on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Get
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too.
Gettle's got it.
Visit Gettle.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The Players Center presents the wild Broadway season opener, Annie, Get Your Gun. There's no business like show business. This slice of magical American musical theater will thrill you with the classic tunes of Irving Berlin. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Annie, Get Your Gun, September 18th through October 7th. Let's go on with the show.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Watch Suncoast View weekdays at 9 a.m. on ABC 7.
Welcome back. 6:21 right now. Pretty shot there of the New York City skyline. Almost looks like an artist rendering or a computer-generated thing, but no, that's live right now as we speak. Back here on the Suncoast, should see a high of 92 degrees today. And there is how it looks outside our studios. Also a pretty skyline, very beautiful, and a chance of rain today about 40%. Stephanie?
All right, thank you, Ray. Well, jobs, jobs, and more jobs. That is the theme of this morning. And the holiday season is right around the corner, and there are thousands of temporary jobs that are paying good money that will be up for grabs. Reporter Mary Maloney has the best spots to start looking.
Excited shoppers and busy registers. With unemployment below 4% and paychecks rising, the holiday shopping season is expected to be big. Retail think tank CoreSite Research projects sales to reach $720 billion this year. That's 4% more than last year. To prepare for the boost, retailers are hiring now. Gap will bring on 65,000 seasonal workers. Macy's plans to hire 80,000 workers. And Target will hand out jobs to 120,000 people. That's 20% more than last year. But the holiday boom is also predicted for online retailers. Online sales are expected to be 16% higher this year than last, meaning delivery and logistics companies are also beefing up. UPS is hiring 100,000 full and part-time workers. That's 5% more than last year. FedEx is hiring 55,000 people. To attract the best candidates, some companies are offering perks like a higher hourly wage, bigger employee discounts, and gift cards. More workers and more expected shoppers means a win for this holiday season. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
All right, thank you so much. In consumer news, Sony is bringing back in time. They're going back in time, and they're bringing back the original PlayStation. But it has a twist. They're introducing this new miniaturized version. It's actually going to be called PlayStation Classic, that you can play during commercial break while you're doing the morning news. Oh wait, that's just me. The console will come preloaded with 20 great classic titles, some fan favorites like Final Fantasy VII, Jumping Flash, Tekken 3. Now it's going to go on sale December 3rd, and it's pretty inexpensive. It's only going to cost you about $100.
By the end of the year, Amazon will be the third biggest advertising platform in the country. The research firm eMarketers says more people are starting their product search on Amazon, which means Amazon can get more money for advertising on their own site. That's not bad. They'll have a 4% share of the market by the end of the year, moving ahead of Microsoft, AOL, and Yahoo. The top two spots belong to Google, and Facebook.
No surprise there.
Well, this next story is very disturbing, I've got to
It
say.
is. This is a strange one. There was an urgent manhunt this morning underway in Washington, D.C. for the man who killed a woman while she was just out for a run.
ABC's Candace Gibson has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, this video shows Wendy Karina Martinez on her evening jog through D.C.'s trending Logan Circle neighborhood. Moments later, you see her stagger into a Chinese takeout restaurant after she was stabbed in the neck.
We believe a single assailant stabbed her. The stab wounds were very serious in nature.
In front of a full restaurant, police say the 35-year-old software executive rushed in and collapsed.
They tried to provide medical assistance to her. Unfortunately, she was taken to a local hospital where she was pronounced dead.
Now, D.C. police are desperately searching for this man, a possible suspect in the killing, caught on this surveillance video running away from the scene, holding what looks to be a knife. Police are saying it was likely a random attack. And we'll have the very latest on the manhunt coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
See a little blood when you brush or floss? You may have gum disease and could be on a journey to much worse. Try Parodontax toothpaste. It's 3 times more effective at removing plaque, the main cause of bleeding gums. Leave bleeding gums behind with Parodontax toothpaste.
I never knew there was a different solution to my constipation until my doctor recommended Miralax. Stimulant laxatives forcefully stimulate the nerves in your colon. Miralax is different. It works with the water in your body, unblocking your system naturally. Miralax.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale and bring color home. From September 21st to the 24th, get 40% off paints and stains. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store today.
How do you top mac and cheese? Start with 100% clean ingredients, like Vermont white cheddar. Then add bacon, barbecue chicken, or Baja Blend. Catering and delivery now available. Panera, food as it should be.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644. 800-871-1644.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Well, a Florida man bearing it all in Mother Nature, but his neighbors don't want to see it all. Wait till you hear this story.
I can't wait. More money coming to Florida to combat the opioid epidemic. We'll take a look at exactly where that money is going to go.
And grab your resume. This could be a good day if you are looking to upgrade your life with a new job. We're going to have a live report from the site of a big job fair today in Manatee County. Those stories plus your Thursday forecast all ahead in this half hour of Good Morning Suncoast. It's 6:30. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us. John Scalzi also with us as well. If we look at the forecast for today, John.
And it looks pretty good for you, especially during the morning commute. Everything should be A-OK. We've got a few showers out in Gulf water, similar to what we've had over the last few days, but nothing over land right now. Everything is dry for your morning commute. Should be just fine. Scanning radar not picking up any drops of rainfall. We do have a few clouds out in the Gulf, but I think as dawn breaks on the Suncoast, we'll see a lot of sunshine, which will quickly warm us up into the 80s and eventually close to the 91, 92 degree mark in the afternoon with a feels-like temperature of over 100. We'll see showers and thunderstorms begin to build at that time and become more numerous as we head into the evening. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Here's a live look right now at the Bradenton Area Convention Center. As Stephanie mentioned, there is a job fair later on today there. Dozens, if not hundreds, of jobs available, mostly through the Manatee County government website, say the police, the sheriff's office rather, and other entities in Manatee County. We'll have a preview of that job fair in just a few minutes here on Good Morning Suncoast. But first, here's the maps. First off, in Manatee County, some early buildup on 64 in both directions on either side of the interstate. Otherwise, nothing much to speak of right now. Farther south, this is the scene in the northern half of Sarasota County. Little buildup there on Fruitville eastbound around Honore on in. Also Bee Ridge Road from Tuttle toward 41. Clark Road westbound also around McIntosh. And then our final map to the south, we'll check that now. And that final map to the south will indicate just some small delays, nothing major to report as of 6:32 a.m.
And we begin this half hour with some breaking news out of Orlando. The Orlando-Melbourne International Airport is on lockdown right now. All flights have been suspended at this time. Now, police are also asking people to avoid the area. So here's what we know as of right now. A student pilot made an unauthorized access to a commercial jet earlier on this morning. An airport spokeswoman says they did apprehend the student. They're not exactly sure the motive yet, if it was just a mistake. But right now, police are cutting a huge security sweep of the entire airport, which is why it's on lockdown. We'll continue to have you updated right here on ABC 7.
Also new this morning, President Trump says he wants to hear from Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh's accuser, but the time, he says, is running out. ABC's Zachary Keach has the latest on the accusations and the approaching deadline.
Republicans are moving ahead with the hearing Monday to consider sexual assault allegations against Brett Kavanaugh and have given his accuser a Friday deadline to decide if she will testify.
We're not going to cancel any hearing until the last minute.
Christine Blasey Ford alleges that Brett Kavanaugh tried to sexually assault her when the two were high school students. Kavanaugh has denied the charges.
The American people need to see Dr. Ford side by side with Judge Kavanaugh and judge for themselves.
GOP leaders in the Senate say they want Ford to testify, but have rejected calls from her attorneys and other Democrats who say an FBI investigation needs to happen first.
I'm just absolutely stunned at why why the Republicans and the president is opposed to letting the FBI do what the FBI has done for decades.
Ford has not agreed to appear, and in a letter, her lawyers say there's fear. Her family had to move from their home and that she has been the target of vicious harassment, even death threats. Her lawyers also say it would be difficult for her to face interrogation by senators who appear to have made up their minds.
If Republicans attack Dr. Ford and this turns into anything like what we saw back in 1991, women across the country are going to rise up, make their voices heard, and Republicans will pay a very huge price.
The president has the power to order an investigation, but he has declined.
I can only say this, he is such an outstanding man,
very hard for me to imagine that anything happened.
The attention on many levels is on Chairman Chuck Grassley now. How will they handle the serious allegations and the political implications? Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
Well, happening today, it has been 1 year since Hurricane Maria struck Puerto Rico. Now, that storm, if you remember, it caused heavy damage all throughout the island there. Later today, Florida Governor Rick Scott is going to be visiting to get an update on recovery and then also take part in a ceremony that marked the anniversary. Well, back here at home, need a job? Well, if you answered yes, you might want to bring your resume to the Bradenton Area Convention Center later on today.
Manatee County government will host a hiring expo, and our Taylor Torregano is there right now at the preview of today's event. Taylor, good morning.
Ray, Stephanie, as the sun rises on the Suncoast, so do your chances of being hired in Manatee County. At 2 p.m. here at the Bradenton Area Convention Center, it will be swarming with county employers. If you want to look online, you can visit mymanatee.org for a quick look at all of the openings they have. There are postings for human resources, a librarian, paramedics, and probation officer. Hiring managers will also be here to find bus operators, lifeguards, industrial electricians, and accountants. So there's something for everyone. If you're interested in public safety, you can also come interview with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, who will be here too. Staff with Manatee County government tell us now is the time to apply. Nearly 500 county employees are eligible for retirement within the next 5 years. This, coupled with a record low unemployment rates, mean there's a lot of opportunity for qualified candidates. If you do come, you should dress professionally and bring several copies of your resume to leave with hiring managers. Now, it does start at 2 p.m., but they give you ample time to get here. It ends at 7. I'm live at the Bradenton Convention Center. Taylor Torregano, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Taylor. In this hour's House Smart, why it's important to keep your kids active, especially while they're in school. Those recess and gym breaks during the day aren't just good for their physical health. It turns out they're good for their brains, too. Studies show that kids who do more physical activity during the school day actually do better in reading and math. There's even improvement in their behavior once they get back to class.
Florida has new resources in the fight against the opioid epidemic and how federal health officials are sending Florida, get this, $61 million. Now, the majority of that money will go toward treatment and prevention. The rest will use to help community health centers, academic institutions, and rural organizations expand access to substance abuse and mental health services.
Well, Venice police are looking for a man accused of stealing a Yeti cooler. Take a look at these surveillance photos right here. Do you know him? Police are calling him, wait for it, Mr. Steal Your Yeti. I can't even make this up. He is accused of stealing the cooler from a local business and then driving away with it. And those coolers aren't cheap. They can run you up to like $400. So they're looking for this guy right there. And it took 8 years, but a man is now in custody for stealing a $500,000 boat in Punta Gorda, then sailing it all the way to Cuba. The Charlotte Sun reports that Giovanni Valadares Ramirez, you're seeing right here, was arrested in Texas and then finally brought back to the county.
A group of cyclists made up of firefighters, police officers, and EMS personnel are finishing a 600-mile bike ride across the state. They've been riding in honor of 20 fallen heroes who died in the line of duty last year. Charlotte County Sheriff's Deputy Kevin Katsouleris is taking part for the 5th year. He joined after the death of Sergeant Michael Wilson back in 2013. The Brotherhood Ride has honored over 500 fallen heroes total. They also provide emotional and financial support to families left behind.
All right, here's your story, Ray. Another one for our only in Florida file. You heard of the naked chef, right? How about the naked gardener? Well, this guy you're about to meet in Stewart loves to garden in the nude, but his neighbors just can't bear it.
Nice.
You're welcome. Neighbors want to crack down.
Oh, come on.
On the owner. Come on, give me this.
You won the bet.
You're welcome. The man is a nudist, and he just likes to be one with nature, people. His neighbors have complained to police, but they say as long as he's on his property, there's actually nothing that they can do. Here's my favorite part, though. The naked gardener was approached by local media to do an interview about this whole thing, but he says he and his family are very private.
If they're private, you know, why are your privates on display? I mean, that's not private at all. That's very public.
That is a very profound statement right there.
That's fair.
That's fair. Now, they say the next step Why we keep showing that shot? The next step in all of this, the neighbors, they say they want to go over, again with that shot, and, you know, talk to the guy and maybe see if there's a little compromise that they can work out.
Unbearable.
Oh, God. There's so many bad puns, folks, and we're only on for 20 more minutes.
John Skulls, he keeps his socks on at least.
I know, right?
All right.
We're painting a picture. All right, still coming. Good morning, Suncoast.
It is 6:40, switching gears right now in a big way. A different kind of story. Let's change our heads here. A fatal shooting at a retirement community in Pennsylvania. When we come back, we'll have more details about this tragedy. Here's a live shot outside our studios at dawn breaking on the Suncoast. What's the forecast hold for us today, John?
Well, I've got the rain box checked on the drive time forecast. We'll continue to watch for a chance of showers later in the day. We'll be right back.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
The day you lose your strength is the day you lose your independence. Muscle is lost with age, affecting your energy, balance, and mobility. Before you know it, you're depending on others just to get through the day. But you can reverse and prevent muscle loss. Introducing MyoHealth, a revolutionary proven approach to increased muscle strength and function in as little as 30 days. Live life on your terms with more energy and confidence.
After a serious health issue put me down, MyoHealth's getting me back up again.
I'm doing activities that I haven't done for a long time. It really works.
MyoHealth is a safe, natural dietary supplement, the result of decades of research and 24 human clinical studies. You can live stronger at any age with greater strength, mobility, balance, and energy. Call or go online now and take the MyoHealth 30-Day Strength Challenge.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $182 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
75-degree air temperature. We have a dew point value coming in at 74, slightly less than yesterday, but still plenty steamy enough. As we go through the morning, we'll have plenty of sunshine to boost our temperatures pretty rapidly into the 80s. When we hit the afternoon, we'll top it off in the low 90s with a feels-like temperature of about 100 or so. 30% chance of showers building inland first in the afternoon, about a 30% chance of that, and then becoming more numerous and gradually drifting toward the coast as we head into the 7 p.m. hour. So drive time tonight could feature a few scattered showers around. Quiet right now, radar picking up a little bit of false echo, but that's only because of the way the temperature structure of the atmosphere is. We're looking at quiet conditions across the peninsula. High pressure, the dominant feature, easterly wind flow building. The easterly wind flow hits our sea breeze and boom, showers build on the spine of the state. And then they are pushed toward Gulf waters by this general easterly flow as daytime heating starts to fade away and the sea breeze circulation begins to collapse and the east wind takes over. So for the next several days, I think we can anticipate the east wind turning west each afternoon, becoming onshore, A few afternoon storms around. Tomorrow, though, might be a little bit drier than it will be today because of some drier air kind of sneaking in from the north. Might make it as far south as us. Anyway, a chance. I've reduced the rain chance 10% for tomorrow. But then by the weekend, rain chance backs back up because of a little area of low pressure moving through the Florida Keys. We have across our region the futurecast showing those showers building on the sea breeze front, and then by drive time tonight becoming more numerous and stronger as they drift to the coast and eventually push right out into the coast with a very pleasant, quiet overnight. We'll do the same thing again tomorrow. If you look at the available moisture, the moisture available to produce rain showers in the atmosphere on this graphic, redder is wetter. And in the upper and mid-levels of the atmosphere down to the south over the weekend, a little bit of an upper level feature will be swinging on by that'll enhance the rainfall chances by bringing a little bit more moisture further northward, particularly on Sunday, but we'll go with both Saturday and Sunday as an uptick in the rain chances. Satellite view of the tropics show things pretty quiet everywhere you look except for one little cluster of storms. Things are quiet, and this little cluster of storms doesn't have much of a chance of development. Over the next couple of days, maybe a 20% chance, but by the time it makes it close to the island chain, it'll be encountering some hostile upper-level winds, so its chance of staying together not too good. It'll probably meet the same fate as Isaac and just become an open tropical wave. Otherwise, there are some indications down the road that another system may form over the course of the weekend in the open Atlantic. We'll see. Northwest wind coming in at about 10 knots. Will be coming a little more easterly during the overnight at about 5. 2-foot seas, light chop on bay and inland waters. Couple of tides. We have a 9:48 high tide. Low tide doesn't come until just a few minutes before 6 p.m. So it'll be with us most of the afternoon, the higher tides. And then another high tide comes your way just after midnight at 12:07. Looking at the extended range forecast, 40% chance of showers today and tomorrow, about a 30% chance. Daytime high temperatures both days coming in the lower 90s with feels like temperatures pretty warm. Tomorrow might be a slightly drier day. And then as we head into the first weekend of fall, well, we'll probably have a good chance of some rain showers around, particularly on Sunday, about a 60% chance then. And the cloud cover may actually hold down the temperature a few degrees. As we head into next work week, I think a 50% chance of showers should do it both Monday, Tuesday, and possibly Wednesday. Back to you.
So much, John. Let's take a look and check your first alert traffic. Got a couple slowdowns right there in Manatee County, especially on 301, going in and coming out of Bradenton, right there around State Road 64 and around State Road 70. So definitely a lot of congestion in that area this morning. And if we head into Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad just yet there either. A couple slowdowns, just our normal amount of delays. Clark Road and Fruitville a little bit. And then if you head a little bit farther south, 75 and 41, not running too bad out there just yet. It is 6:47, and that is your first alert traffic.
Unusual story here. New this morning, Pennsylvania police arrested a man for allegedly killing his parents at their retirement facility. Police say Bruce Rogal's divorce was finalized yesterday. They say he went to his ex-wife's house, wounded her, and then went to the retirement community where he killed his parents. Details of the story are still emerging. We'll have more on this on Good Morning America.
Well, a celebration of life was held for Burt Reynolds in downtown West Palm Beach yesterday. Hundreds took the time to reflect on the late actor's life and contributions to South Florida. Those in attendance include actor Judge Reinhold and even 80s rapper Vanilla Ice. How does he end up in all these places? Also interesting, Sally Fields, his love, they had not talked in 30 years. She showed up to the funeral. A lot of people were wondering about that. Reynolds, of course, passed away earlier this month after going into cardiac arrest. He was 82.
They spoke so highly of each other, Sally Fields and Burt Reynolds, but they hadn't spoken in 30 years.
They did, but she released her new book, and there were some allegations that maybe there was some physical stuff and stuff that people didn't know about the relationship.
Yeah, that'll do it. Up next, your top 7 headlines before 7 a.m.
That includes one final look at your weather and traffic as we get you ready for your day. But first, here's a look outside, little sunrise in Sarasota. We'll be right back. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
For the best car buying experience, go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota, where you always get better prices and a bigger selection. Like KBV's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $22,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
When ABC7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A first alert weather day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you.
We'll go back at 6:51. Coming up on Good Morning America this morning, the urgent manhunt that's underway in Washington, D.C. this morning after a woman was killed while jogging. And here are your top 7 things that you need to know before you head out the door today at 7.
First off, John Scalzi's first alert weather forecast.
It looks pretty good for us today. It'll be a warm one, no doubt about that. We'll watch warm and humid conditions bring our feels-like temperature up to close to 100 today. Better rain chances today as well, especially during the second half of the day and into the evening hours. Calm in the tropics so far. Here's your latest from Mote Marine spotters regarding the beach conditions. And we have in most locations a better report today than we had yesterday when we had some intense irritant in the air, especially for our northern beaches. Now they're down to either low or moderate amounts, and that's true of most all the beaches. Of course, a new report will be coming out earlier this mid-morning or so, and we'll have that for you on the noon show today. Back to you.
All right, talk to you then. Thank you, John. Checking the roads right now. We do have an issue to report to you. State Road 70 east of the interstate, an accident there at Post Boulevard, out there by Lorraine, even east of Lakewood Ranch Boulevard, so pretty far out there east in Manatee County. Otherwise, not too bad so far in that county. Farther south, here's the scene in Sarasota County, 301 southbound. After you get past University and head through Newtown, some congestion there, and Clark Road in the eastbound lane after Stickney Point becomes Clark at the bend at Swift. And farther south, we'll check that. Some minor delays, nothing major as of 6:53.
And the breaking news that we've been following this morning, Orlando Melbourne International Airport is now on lockdown. All flights there have been suspended while police do a security sweep after a student pilot reportedly got onto a commercial flight earlier this morning. We'll keep you updated on this developing story, both on air and online.
Number 4, it's been 1 year now since Hurricane Maria struck Puerto Rico. Later today, Governor Scott will visit and take part in a ceremony marking the grim anniversary.
Number 5, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office has used DNA technology to make an arrest in a nearly 20-year-old cold case and the death of 47-year-old Deborah Dalzell, who was found dead in her home way back in 1999.
And number 6, Delta now joins United and JetBlue in raising the price for checked bags. The first checked bag will cost you $30, second one $40. Delta says the changes are part of routine fee adjustments.
Not the fees.
Thank you.
And number 7, what's trending? Listen, everybody makes typos sometimes, but this one's a doozy. In fact, check this out. Cathay Pacific Airlines seemed to have forgot something on one of their planes that had passengers saying, "What the?" Yeah, I'm not finishing that sentence, but they did forget the letter F. The airline did have a sense of humor. I don't even know how to pronounce this. They forgot the F in Pacific.
Pasic.
The airline did have a sense of humor about it. They tweeted out all these pics and said, "No, it is not a special collector's edition of our airline. A plane is going right back to the shop."
And the good news, John, is they got lots of free publicity for those of us who have never heard of the airline before.
They did.
They
did. For people who weren't actually listening and just saw the video, they'll never know what airline that was.
Right, exactly. Yeah. There's just something they can't pronounce. Exactly. But we all make typos. I mean, we do in here too. Like, we've caught some doozies all over the course of our career. So,
That's true. That's true.
It happens. It happens. We're all just human.
Remember the school crossing that's misspelled school?
S-O-O-O,
yes.
school, yes.
Yep. I remember that one.
I saw stop misspell, S-O-T-P somewhere.
Okay. See, we're all human, folks.
Yes, we
it
are.
happens. You know, I look at how many words that we're doing in over a 2-hour broadcast, so it happens.
true.
Or, you know, big giant planes that are spelled wrong.
Yes.
Hey, you got any UV index advice for that naked gardener that we were talking about a little while ago?
I would say slather it on.
Okay. UV index high today?
The UV index will be high today, up at around a 10 or so, and you certainly want to protect yourself.
All right, some good advice there.
And your neighbors.
All right. Thanks for watching Good Morning Suncoast. Good Morning America is straight ahead. We'll see you tomorrow.